BBN Tonight, Signing Day Special, presented by Papa John's.
Welcome back to the special Signing Day edition of BBN Tonight. We are joined now by the man who you can pretty much thank for everybody we get here all the time. Vince Marrow, the big dog. You said it was like Christmas morning today.
Yes, it was. It didn't have no snow, but
it's a blue Christmas.
I couldn't sleep last night because I was so excited about the gifts this morning. So I thank God that I was able to open some of them. I still got some waiting for my aunt to bring to some other gifts.
What's that like, just getting up this morning and just expecting those to roll in, but you just kind of, on edge till you got them?
It is. It can be nerve-wracking. Stoops called me yesterday and said, hey, you know how you talk. Make sure you touch base with all the families and the aunts and everybody to make sure we good. And, I felt, usually going in, I feel pretty about 90% secure what we're doing. You always have some surprises, but, I just try to stay active. That's why my phone is sitting here to make sure the things get signed.
Listen, one of those surprises was Devontae Ross. We hadn't heard much about him, but Anwar Stewart put in a bunch of time, and this kid looks like he could be the steal of this class. I've even seen where people have said it could be the steal of the Southeastern Conference.
He was a kid. We did a real good job. Anwar did a real good job, and I got to give credit to our academic people, Heather McAtee and their crew. A lot of people didn't want to touch this kid for certain, he had a little academic issues, but we put his numbers together and we felt pretty good about it. And we kept it quiet because, sometimes you let that out. Some of the other SEC schools jump on it, and we waited till actually today. You guys, none of y'all knew nothing about it, so we flipped him, and I'm telling you, he's going to be a good player here. He's very talented. He can run, good with the ball in his hand. I'm very excited about him.
We know that you like going up into Ohio. You and Coach Stoops love that area, but 6 Kentucky kids, that has to feel pretty special as well to keep some of those kids home. Yes.
We already got in the boat, and, Kentucky high school football is getting better and better every year, and it's making my job more easier to stay and put a lot of work in here in the Bluegrass State. Now, we always still going to recruit Ohio, but if you look at football across the state, is really, it got a lot better, and you got to take your hat off to these coaches. They are really developing these kids, and it's like I say, to have 6 players, and even in the past year, 6 or 7 players a year that can play in the SEC, that's really good for us.
Yeah, and these aren't guys that are just like coming to play for Kentucky because they're from Kentucky. Like, these are legit players, big-time guys. Also want to ask you, you've got 3 receivers in the class. We've got a new offensive coordinator now. We're talking about throwing the ball downfield a little bit more. Kind of talk about that. Was that part of these conversations in the last 24 hours?
Yes, it was. Mary Jo, you're very smart. It really was. No, serious. I mean, we had other schools that some of our guys were committed. They were committed to us, and then other schools started saying, okay, they don't got an O-line coach. They don't have offensive coordinator. Who's going to be the offensive coordinator? And so, I thought Coach Stoops did a great job going around interviewing these guys, and then it started leaking who the guy was. And I know a lot of our receivers, and even you forgot about Jordan Dingle. He is a big-time tight end from the in-state. They were very excited about getting this guy. And, Jonathan Cooley, who's there with the Rams, was a graduate assistant here, and he told me a lot of good things about this guy. This guy is really going to be something special, what I think, the BBN been looking for.
All right, I'm going to see if I'm smart now. Okay, so this was one of those years where you probably had some of these guys locked up. You felt pretty good about them, but you couldn't go visit all these players. You had to do a lot of this through Zoom and a lot of phone calls.
Yeah, I don't know if you remember, I was telling, I think when I did the show with Mary Jo back, I think around months ago, you see I had my office set up in my house, and I was Zooming every day. I mean, it actually started being fun. You start Zooming with these kids and Zooming with their families. So I thought we did a good job of doing that, but also we always be a year ahead. So when we signed that 20 class, we have seen a lot of these 21 guys. They've been on campus, and that actually paid off for us. The hard part is going to be with the 22 class because they really wasn't allowed to come on this year. So it was pretty good. You know, like I say, I used a lot of that Zoom, and I got very good at it after I started doing it a couple times.
Well, we're very much looking forward to seeing these guys on the fields next year. Another great recruiting class in the books, and you're probably not totally done yet. There might be some guys that have already played football somewhere here or there that might show up on campus too, and we'll look forward to that news as well. Thank you, Vince.
Thank you, guys. Thank you.
We'll be right back.